Before trying anti-aging serums or wrinkle creams, check if you're getting enough collagen first. Collagen is a protein that plays a crucial role in maintaining the health and elasticity of our skin. Without it, we may notice visible signs of aging, like fine lines and wrinkles. While collagen production naturally declines as we age, certain collagen supplements can help bring back a youthful glow like you wouldn't believe. This is why I highly recommend taking collagen. Collagen is specially formulated to enhance skin elasticity and hydration. It's made with the top 5 most powerful types of collagen that are essential for skin health, elasticity, and firmness. Folks, with only 10 grams of bioactive collagen peptides per serving, collagen is designed to make it easy to boost your collagen levels to support healthier skin. Try it today and receive 53% off, free shipping, free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life. What a great deal. And also a free new e-report titled The 14 Foods for Amazing Skin, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. So folks, if you don't see it working, they'll give you your money back. Plus, you'll also help feed a hungry child, families and communities in need of healthier lives with your order through BioTrust partnership with NoKidsHungry.org. What a great company. Check it out today. Go to healthwithla.com, healthwithla.com, or please click the link right below here in our description box.
Back in '85, there was a newspaper article that came out, and a plane, Belmont Johnson, who owns a furniture store here in St. Clair, his wife was taking pictures for the St. Clair Chronicle. And the last part of the year that the St. Clair Chronicle was in existence, she had flew up and took a picture of what looked to be a burn spot in a field out near us. But all you could see from the air was a burnt spot, a round circular burnt spot. So it was a weekend paper. I'm pretty sure it was the weekend paper, Saturday's paper. And when it came out, we had subscribed to that paper. So I contacted the guy who owned the property, asked if we could go up and look at it, where it landed. So me and my stepbrother and stepsister, they were probably around early teens, 14, 15, something like that, 16. The 3 of us went up to look at it. And when we got up there, there was, I guess from the air, for whatever reason, didn't pick up what was showing up actually on the ground itself. On the ground itself, there was, where the burnt area was, there was thousands of these little holes, indentations in the ground. And thousands of them. And then on, like if this table, for instance, would have been a UFO, in the center would have been the burn area, this round table. There was 4 areas, like had leg extensions or something like that, and within each place where something came down, leg extension, there was an indentation that was oval shaped, that went down so far in the dirt. Then inside that oval shape was a circle. It went down steeper, a little bit deeper, then a narrow hole that was in the center of that, on each 4 areas. Now, at the end of it, facing towards the, would be facing towards the east, would have been southeast. Now this was on a knoll. It landed on a knoll, an old hay field. So it was already been cut and the hay was removed, so it wasn't like you had real tall grass. But facing southeast, there was what might have been a landing pad, and it was like these perfect rectangles, one in front of the other, long ways, heading down with a half circular rectangle at the end, like something was the main where they came out. That's what you could see once you got there. And it was like, it was so perfectly cut. It was as though someone had mowed something down perfectly, where the stubs was just cut so fine. There was square edges. You can't, There's nothing that I could see could duplicate that. And I mow grass. You could take the wheels off your push mower, riding lawnmower, or whatever, and you would not cut these things where they were not below the dirt, but just above the dirt where you could see the stub perfectly sliced. And it was perfect corners. These were not rounded off. Perfect. And the other one was a slight half moon at the bottom, where, you know, one in front of the other and a half moon one. That was latter part of '85, and I went looking for the papers later, the microfilm over here at the library in Union that has microfilm of those papers. And I noticed that particular half of the year, they had it all up, other than the 6 months was missing. They did not have it on microfilm. Well, I got a hold of the person who was in charge of putting it on microfilm. She said, well, that book that had those papers was stuck so far up in the corner with some other newspapers that they didn't bother to take it down. So it was never, but, you know, so the neighbors remember it. In fact, I know the family who owns the property, and they remember going up there and seeing it. So it's not just my word. And then, of course, my stepbrother, who lives not far from here, and then my stepsister lives in Spokane, Washington. They were with me. They seen it. And then in '88, there was breaking news on television. I remember I was at home watching the news, and there's talking about some kids who had been abducted from a satanic rally and had been taken and dropped off at a hospital there in St. Louis because their caregiver had gotten scared because they had taken, you know, the excrements and everything and made him sick. He given to him, this man, to take care of. He got scared, took him to the hospital, dropped him off, and left him. Prosecuting attorney appeared on television saying they interviewed the kids, and the kids were spilling names as to who was involved and how people were being flown in and everything to attend this mass rally. It was outside of St. Clair, Missouri, not far from where I live. I mean, it was east of St. Clair, and I know pretty much the area out there. So I was like watching it, and he said, we're not going to let no more information come over to television because we have so many important names being mentioned by these kids that if it comes to trial, we don't want to bias the jury. You know, because what they're saying is so outlandish, we don't even know if a jury will buy it, but the names they're mentioning, we don't want to get any further than this. And at that time, I didn't, you know, I was like, you know, it was these things like, my gosh. And so down the line, when I got married to my second wife, I became more involved in trying to research that, having lived out in the area all my life. And I wrote Congressman Volkmer, Missouri congressman, and he got a hold of Gary Toki, who was Frank County Sheriff, but he was a deputy at that time in charge of investigations. And he sent me a letter, which I have out there in the car, talking about where the kids were taken from, didn't give no names, and talked about he was the one sent to investigate the cultic activity. And so I have his letter he sent me, and I have the letter from the St. Clair Sheriff's Department itself asking about it. And it just so happens, a friend of mine who attends our church, he was friends with the guy that had the airport out at St. Clair who worked there. He said I asked him about that time because he had a plane out there. It was an airport, you know, off the beaten path, but it was outside of St. Clair. And I asked him, do you recall during that time any flights that was coming in that was out of the ordinary? He said, yeah, my friend talked about there'd be chartered flights come out there that was not on the books during that time. And the kids are describing people being flown out to attend this. Never went to trial. It never went to trial. It just disappeared.
Yeah.
And the papers, you know, whatever, however they perished in that book, but so that was kind of ironic because it made me think, why out in that area? And it was a big rally. We live an hour outside of St. Louis. These people if you're going to come even from as far as Kansas City, you don't need a flight to come out there. You can drive out, what, 2.5 hours from Kansas City, maybe 3 hours. You come from Illinois, you know, it's not like, why would you want to bother to charter a flight? Who are you? I mean, why would you do that? It made no sense. And when St. Clair Airport never kept no records of these flights. They didn't have to. They weren't like St. Louis, you know, Lambert Airfield or something, just a community airfield. That different people had private planes there. My friend had one that he flew periodically, and he knew the guy who, you know, kept track of. But anyway, I just didn't know if you knew that or not. Well, you know it now.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Wow, that's... And what year is this?
That was 88.
So it's been going on for decades.
This area, I don't know about Washington, but the area out where I live, ever since the 70s, always had these covens and groups that would meet. They're scattered. I mean, and they're still out there today.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I just thought that might be something you might find informative. And I have the letters that was sent to me, so it's not like I'm making that up. You can read it, the letters yourself.